We welcome you back at 8:19. Look around your home. Chances are you've got a bottle of hand sanitizer or perhaps even several. Some types may be doing more harm than good. There are new warnings from the FDA that says some of them contain methanol and wood alcohol, which can be toxic when absorbed through the skin and even deadly when swallowed. Julie Weber is the director of Missouri Poison Center at Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital on the phone with us this morning. Are you there?
Hi, yes I am. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Okay, with more families staying at home, the kids, the pandemic, are you seeing more illnesses caused by hand sanitizer?
We are seeing more symptoms from it. Definitely an increase in the volume of our calls. Just from January until the end of August, we've had a 75% increase in the number of cases reported about hand sanitizers to the Poison Center.
Well, we know that, it sits out on countertops, in hallways, restrooms, you name it. It's pretty much everywhere. Should parents treat hand sanitizer like any other household agent or cleaner that they would normally keep their children away from?
So definitely. What we're really trying to recommend to parents is, even though we do need to have this around, we need it up high and not accessible to the younger children especially. So often what we're seeing is that with the younger children, if we're not supervising the use, they'll lick off their hands, or because of some of the scents, the different packaging of the products, children are attracted to it. And if ingested in a large amount, it can be a problem that if it's the ethyl alcohol, that it could cause sugar in children. But if it's one of the recall products with methanol, a teaspoonful swallowed in a child can cause the risk of blindness.
Wow.
So very serious effect.
Yeah, that's really scary. So what are some of the signs and symptoms that parents need to look for to see if their child may have ingested this or even had it absorbed through their hands?
So what we're recommending is to make sure you go to the site and really verify you don't have one of the recall products in the home. Fortunately, in Missouri, we have not seen a whole lot of these, but it is definitely a good thing to first check to make sure you have a good brand that doesn't have methanol in there. And it takes really looking at that number, not just what's listed on the ingredient level. Now, if a child does ingest some of the ethanol-containing or alcohol-containing hand sanitizer, what we watch for are signs of drowsiness. They may initially have some nausea or vomiting, but they would be really kind of stumbling around or drowsy out of the normal. That would get us very concerned.
Yeah, that is scary stuff. All right, and if they do go to the FDA website, they'll see the list, the do not use list. They want to look at the manufacturer, the product name, the National Drug Code, and the NDC number. And of course, we will make sure that we put all of that information on our website, as well as our Fox 2 mobile app. It's MissouriPoisonCenter.org, as well as the phone number as well. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.